Hi, Sharon here. I have resisted doing a video about anything to do with coronavirus, but I felt that the conversation has already begun, and I wanted just to add to this conversation about the potential for change that coronavirus is bringing us. Now, I don't think that we can deny that it's already created some change in our lifestyles. But there is a greater opportunity, I believe, and I believe the world is going to change radically from now onwards, whether we like it or not. And I think we should like it, because I think this is a great opportunity to change things for the better. That rather than when things blow over and settle down, which will take some time, it's not going to happen in the next few months, we have a real opportunity as the people to say, when we go forward, that we want true change. And the reason why I believe we deserve true change is because I think that capitalism is kind of based on a lie. And it's a lie that has bothered me for quite some time. And I would say this to people and everyone would ignore me. But I actually think that due to the coronavirus, I think you can see this for yourself now. And that's why I wanted to do the video. So capitalism is based on a lie, which is that we are in a meritocracy, meaning that those with the greatest merit, providing the greatest value, will rise to the top, be paid the most, and therefore deserve to be paid the most. And if you look at where we are now and who we are applauding on a daily basis, who we are grateful for, who we are thankful for in this time of crisis, are also the people we should be grateful for, should be thankful for, should be paying more in regular times. And that is nurses, the emergency services, the key workers, everyone who we have identified as key workers, the people who keep us fed, the people who keep things going, the people who provide shelter, the people who provide food, the people who provide healthcare, mental and spiritual and physical. These are the people who have true merit, and yet they're often the least paid in society. We ask them to work because they're caring, they care, they want to help. And we think that is a good thing, right? They should do it because they love it. Well, they can love it and we can still pay them more, genuinely pay them more. If you were to see what a nurse does, everyone knows what a nurse does, you can quantify that, you know what they do, and then you look at them and they're being paid very low wages. And then you look at someone who works in the financial industry, you don't know what they do, there's no intrinsic value that you can see, yet they tell us that what they do is more important. I mean, they're telling us that what they do is more important. We can't quantify that most of the time. Pushing money around on in a digital system, apparently, is more valuable than keeping people alive. Really? That's what I want to know, really. Is that what we as a society truly believe? Because I don't believe it, and I've never believed it. And if we are living in a society where we can have a certain level agreement of what is valuable, then I think that the society and the economic system should mirror our values. I don't know whose values they are. Everyone knows that money doesn't create happiness. It creates a certain level of security, but it doesn't create happiness. And yet money seems to be the highest value in our society. I didn't choose that. Are you choosing that? Money is the most important thing ever, and those who provide money should be paid the most, or those who provide food should be paid the most. People who provide sanitation should be paid the most. I don't know, we should be able to decide this as a society, what we value, and then the system should reflect our values. Not the people who create and hoard the money decide what our values are, and then they restrict our means to get to it. I don't believe that's a fair society, and I never have done. And I believe that now we can actually see this for ourselves. Are you worried that someone in the financial market isn't doing their job? Or are you worried that there's not enough food and the food distributors and the growers are not being able to do their jobs? Just think about it. Where in our society do we allow other people to dictate what our values are, and therefore what we believe has merit, and therefore reward them as such? And I think we have a real opportunity here to say we don't want the system we had before. We want a system that reflects us, what we care about. And so this is my little input into the conversation. I believe that we should clap for the NHS. I think that's a lovely sentiment. But what I actually believe is we should give them the money they deserve. We should have put the money into the NHS when we had the money. Suddenly they've miracled up some money that they didn't have, that they starved the NHS of for a decade. They said, no money here, no money here. But now there's money. So there is money when they want there to be money. And I think we deserve better as a society. And you may disagree, and that is your right. But I believe this is an opportunity for great change. Not to go back to the way we were, but to go forward where we can have some consensus on our values. And our values are, I think we share a lot of those values. There might be some differences, but I think we share those. I certainly hope we share them, because if you can't see that right now, then it is a bit worrying. But you know, if you disagree, feel free to disagree. But I'm hoping that we can come to an agreement about the kind of change and the kind of society that we really want.